Hello everybody, welcome to week 2 in review of Blended Learning in Action. Thanks for hanging in there with us so far. I know this was a crazy week, staffing, PD, interviewing superintendents, lots of meetings going on. So thanks for hanging in there. We're about halfway done with the book study. If you haven't finished week 2, don't worry, there's still time. You have the rest of the weekend and the early part of next week to complete the books week 2 and respond to peers. The key themes are going to focus on here over the next 2 to 3 minutes. Focus on critical learning spaces, digital curriculum, assessment. We'll take a look at what some of your colleagues are saying. And then the last one I've added here is a call to action. I'd like you to be thinking about, at the end of this book study, what are 1 or 2 things that you want to focus on? Maybe make a sort of a personal goal for yourself, or maybe your building that you want to move forward with for the remainder of this year, or something that you want to set for next year. We'll have an opportunity for you to share with the colleagues and everybody in this book study some ideas you have for moving forward. So keep that in mind. Here we go, critical learning spaces. Just a brief summary here. I'm not going to read all of these to you. You can go online and check it out. But Karen just talked about the need to be more of a model as a leader in her building, to really model the use of these digital resources in front of her staff. So hopefully in turn they'll see the value and they'll start to use them with students. Dan and Greg both pointed out really providing staff the opportunity to share what's going on. Dan uses a Tech Friday opportunity, and Greg talks about providing opportunities with like learning labs in the building, and really being that bridge for staff to show them how this can look and model that in the building as well. So some great posts there, take a look at them. The shift here to digital curriculum, Marcia provided a video of students sharing how they interact and sort of their engagement with digital curriculum from their point of view. Kelly and Joe both provided some positives and some challenges with digital curriculum. You know, the positive focusing on the personalization side of things and the differentiation, but the challenges of trying to keep up with how fast it changes with our 10-year plus review cycle, and then the cost of having to pay staff to rewrite if we're doing it on our own in terms of our online learning program. The focus on assessment in blended learning, Greg pointed out now that our core teachers now have more tools available to them to provide more formative and immediate feedback to staff in a similar way that our art, music, and FIAD teachers sort of always do that. With the tools available to us now, those teachers, those core teachers, can provide that same level of immediate feedback. Curran talked about just a mindset of changing from that traditional mindset. We can't carry that over into online and blended learning. We need to think differently about how we deliver assessment and look more at project-based learning. And Joe sort of emphasized that in his comment too, that we need to do more than just sort of deliver worksheets on a computer. Marcia provided us a link to this little graph here that shows us the comparison between traditional assessment and how it looks sort of in that next generation. So that is week 2 at a glance, just a brief little synopsis. We really encourage you to go there and take a look at your colleagues and reply. If you have solutions to some of the challenges folks have raised, please jump in there and provide your input. As you look forward to next week, week 3, we're going to start looking at onboarding practices, how we get staff on board, and then 2 different models for blended learning, a station rotation and a whole group rotation. And then finally here's that graph of sort of the timeline of things. Again, week 3 opens up Friday, the 17th of February, but you still have over the weekend and the early part of next week to finish up week 2 and reply. So hopefully you're hanging in there with us. We appreciate all the great comments and feedback that you're providing in the discussion board. Thank you and have a great weekend. Goodbye.